But the rest of the world is catching up quite rapidly. I think it's going to be very similar to what happened in tennis, you know, where 30, 40 years ago, probably the vast majority of the players in the top 10 were American, and now maybe there's 1 or 2 Americans in the top 10. It should be interesting to see how the whole dynamics shape up once the rest of the world catches up with it.
Today I'm here with one of the most respected, loved, successful, nicest, and tallest pro pickleball players in the world. He was born in Romania, played pro tennis and got to top 130 in the world, has been playing pro pickleball since 2016, and is absolutely tearing up the pro pickleball world right now. Andrei Daescu, thanks so much for sitting down with me.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me, and I got to admit it, that's one of the best intros I've ever received, so thanks a lot.
Of course, well, you deserve it. So what's the 1-minute version of your pickleball story from when you started to how you got here?
Yeah, I started, it was late 2016 in Florida. You know, kind of ran into it like a lot of people did at the local tennis club. You know, I was at, they were having an exhibition there with 2 pros, just kind of showcasing the game. Not a lot of people knew about pickleball back then, and they wanted to showcase some doubles. So they asked for 2 other bodies to jump in there. I jumped in, I did the exhibition. I was like, man, this game is a lot of fun. And it was only a couple weeks later that I was already signed up for my first tournament and started competing, and it kind of just snowballed from there. And here I am in 2024, you know, playing about 30-35 events a year, and you know, traveling the country and the world, and playing the beautiful game of pickleball. So it's been a great journey.
Playing that many tournaments probably takes a big toll on your body. What do you do to recover and keep yourself, you know, mentally, physically well for each tournament you play?
It definitely takes a big toll on your body. You know, there's a lot of matches that we play, and then there's obviously quite a bit of traveling as well. You got to make the most out of your recovery days. So active recovery is obviously important. So your days off, you're still doing some stuff such as stretching, you know, definitely using the massage guns, maybe going for a little light jog and just trying to keep yourself as loose as possible. And then on your days when you're training, I think it's really important to get your body up to par and keep your muscles strong and loose in order to prevent injury and also help you recover faster when you do need that recovery.
You've been competing against the best players in the world, and you've been very, very successful. When you're in these huge matches playing against Ben Johns, JW, you seem so composed, so relaxed, but yet so locked in. And obviously the results speak for themselves. Do you feel nervous? Do you feel the pressure, or is it just easy for you to get through?
No, I think everybody gets nervous. Obviously, we're human. If you're not getting nervous, then you might need to see a doctor, probably a psychologist. But no, I think we're all nervous. It's just how you deal with it. And look, I was fortunate enough to play tennis in college, and then obviously professionally as well after college, and now playing professional pickleball for the last 5-6 years. So I have a lot of experience with this, but no, at the end of the day, it's about how you control your nerves. And yeah, I definitely am more of a fiery player out there. I think I need a lot of energy to play my best, you know, and I think everybody's got a different you know, state of mind they need to be in to be competing at their best, and it's up to everybody to kind of figure that out. And once you do, you know, just slowly getting yourself into that state of mind that helps you perform at your best. So yeah, that's.
You got a lot of great shots. What's your favorite shot, and how could you describe simply for someone to be able to emulate it?
My favorite shot is actually the Ernie, which is not the easiest shot to pull off, but I think it's a little bit easier than people actually might think. A lot of it has to do with the way you set it up, and you usually set it up by hitting a pretty good aggressive ding to the corner of the kitchen and anticipating just a down the line reset. And as soon as you get that, you can start a little bit early before your opponent hits it and just hop outside of the kitchen and hit it. It's only one step. Obviously, the longer you can jump, the easier it's gonna be. But if you read it early enough, I think everybody's capable of doing it early, and you shouldn't give up on it. I think you should try it, and you'll find out that you're gonna have a lot of success with it.
You've been playing pro pickleball since 2016. Talk about some of the biggest changes in the pro game from then till now.
Yeah, well, yeah, my very first tournament, if I remember correctly, was in an RV park. Yeah, I think we have porta potties for bathrooms, and yeah, it was definitely quite different than what's going on today. You know, I think the game has evolved a lot within the last, you know, 3 to 5 years. I think obviously the Pro Tour has evolved a lot, but I think just the Pro Tour itself getting established in 2019 and the Major League Pickleball coming out in 2020, I think that has helped the game a ton. You know, we have our matches now on TV, everywhere on YouTube. You can watch the replays. So it definitely gained a lot of attention. There's a ton more people that are playing pickleball these days, so a lot more people watching as well. And the scenery has definitely changed. Like I said, the first tournament was in an RV park, and the last one I just played was at the Fontainebleau Resort in Las Vegas in an amazing setting. It couldn't be more beautiful. You know, we had a packed stadium on Sunday for the finals. We were on, I think, Fox Sports or ESPN. So it's yeah, it's changed quite a bit since I started.
Normally, you know, when I think about the most interesting questions I can ask, I don't always think about the brands sponsoring a pro player, but I'm super interested because this brand that you're wearing on your shirt, LEORÄVER,
Yep.
everywhere I turn, I see another pro player wearing it. You know, I know they're a compression company, but I would love to hear a little bit about who they are. You know, we think of them as maybe the Oakland Raiders of pickleball because their logo looks just like the football team.
You're not the first one to say it, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Jonathan is the guy I've worked with. He's the owner, and he's just an extremely creative person, very nice guy as well. I think he does a great job with the clothing. Yeah, I like to wear their stuff. I used to wear a lot of compression stuff, so they have great compression leggings, compression sleeves. I had some elbow problems in the past, and the sleeves definitely helped me with my elbow issues. He is, I think originally from California. That's where the company is based out of, but he travels all over the place. I've seen him in New York for tournaments, in Vegas. He's an enthusiast when it comes to the game of pickleball. He sponsors a lot of players, like you said. That's why you see a lot of players wearing it. I think the quality of the brand is great. I think the quality of the clothing is great as well. And for me, like I said, my biggest thing with the LEORÄVER brand is the compression stuff.
So pickleball has been growing rapidly internationally, and we love seeing that. You know, right now, obviously, United States is the dominant country in the sport. Do you think there will be a time in the future where another country eclipses or gets close to what the United States is doing? Where do you see pickleball going internationally in the future?
So pickleball is definitely growing internationally, and it's growing rather fast. Just earlier this year, in February, I played a tournament in Mumbai in India, you know, and I was extremely pleasantly surprised with how popular the game is over there, how many people are playing. They actually had some really good players as well that we competed against. So the game is a lot further developed there than I thought initially. There's obviously been some tournaments in Europe that other players have played, and they've got some good players as well. Obviously, the U.S. at this point is still probably a decade ahead of the rest of the world, but the rest of the world is catching up quite rapidly. And to answer your question, I do think it's gonna be a time. I think it's gonna be very similar to what happened in tennis, you know, where, let's say, I don't know, 30, 40 years ago, probably the vast majority of the players in the top 10 were American, and now maybe there's 1 or 2 Americans in the top 10. It just goes through cycles. I think, yeah, look, I think it's a new game. I think the rest of the world is gonna try to catch up, and then I think again the Americans are gonna push back, and the U.S. is always gonna be a powerhouse when it comes to this, and I think it's gonna be a powerhouse for the next decade for sure. And then it should be interesting to see how the whole dynamics shape up once the rest of the world catches up with it.
Life after pickleball. I mean, the way you play right now, you could be doing this for as long as you want. But let's say 20 years from now, what do you see yourself doing? Are you going to be in the pickleball space? What do you think you're going to be doing with your time?
Is there any other life after pickleball? Or?
No, sir.
No, yeah, right now, to be honest with you, I'm super focused on playing. It's obviously, there's going to be some life after pickleball. I do think that I will be involved in some capacity with pickleball, whether I'll be, I don't know, coaching, commentating, teaching. I really enjoy the game of pickleball. I think the game of pickleball is a lot of fun. I think it helped me connect with a lot of great people. It helped me travel to a lot of nice places. So I have a tough time believing it's going to be a sudden stop and that will be it. But I can't predict the future. So right now, just tunnel vision, focusing on my playing career. And when that's over, I'll figure the rest out.
And the most important question, I probably asked it when we did our first interview, but I'll ask it again. Why do you love pickleball?
There's a lot of reasons why I love pickleball. You know, it's a very social game. You can play it. There's really no boundaries. You know, you can play with your family and have a great time. You can play with your friends and have a great time. You can play a professional and have a great time. You see people from all walks of life together on one court and just enjoying this game. You can see, I don't know, a lot of times in those drop-ins that you see at the local park, you see the 80-year-old playing with a 15-year-old and just having a great time. And I don't think there's a lot of games or sports in this, in this world that can offer that kind of opportunity. So, it brings families together, brings communities together, brings people from all sorts of different backgrounds together. So I think it's just fantastic. And on top of that, again, very social. You can be out and take it very serious like you do and do it for a living, or you can be out with some friends and have a couple of drinks and play it, and get a good workout and have a good time as well. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
yeah,
You're taking over, man. I appreciate it.
my pleasure. Thank you.